Okay, so we're now in section 3 of this course. We're moving right along. This is essentially the final act. I mean, there's a 4th section, but like this is where we get to talking about the. Why is my audio going up here? This is where we get to talk about the things that you're going to do on a daily basis, like the daily work. All right, and it's a lot. I'm going to try to be brief, but it's a lot. There's a lot going on. So get excited. Take notes. All right. So what I want you to just understand. So this video, we're going to talk about competition. Competition is key. You want to compete, but you want to never, ever, ever compare. I do not compare myself to anyone. Do not compare yourself to others. Your teammates or opponents, do not compare yourself to anyone. It is a trap, okay? Football, it's mostly mental, and comparison is honestly just like poison in the mind. So comparison causes your mind to function at a lower vibration, at a lower level. You've got less capacity for everything. So what am I talking about? Examples of comparison would be, comparing yourself to someone with along the lines of speed, size, strength, compliments, right? Coaches always telling him he's doing a good job. He never tells me a good job. Who cares? Like, I don't care what someone else is saying about someone else. All right. I am not competing with that person. So, and you need this strong, competition is incredibly important. So you have to have a strong desire to compete. It's super, super important. And it's like, you do have to compete with yourself, with your teammates and opponents, but there's ways to go about it. And so we're going to start by talking about competing with yourself. So when you're competing with yourself, you want to start with foundation setting goals. Like why is look at my arm on the screen. Foundation setting goals. Things that kind of quietly come together to boost your it factor, right? So I'm talking about hustle, effort, knowing your assignment, not complaining, not sulking, having a big smile on your face all the time. I mean, even when you feel like garbage, running everywhere, getting up quickly after being hit hard, hitting harder, even as you're getting tired, like the hits from your end gets just harder and harder and harder. You're just pounding your opponent into the dirt. Just being excellent at the little things. It's like you can measure how well I'm doing in these areas today versus yesterday. So that's how you compete with yourself. It's like, am I doing the little things? Am I handling this heat? Like, how did I feel mentally today in the 100-degree heat versus yesterday? Am I getting better? Compare against yourself. Always with an eye towards getting a little bit better every day. All right, so let's talk about competing with teammates, right? It's less about like being better than that person and more about giving them 100% effort. So the idea of competition is still centrally focused on you and less on the outcome of whether you came out on top, right? Because you're gonna get knocked down a lot. Some of your teammates are gonna be stronger, faster, better. But like, as long as you're not focused on that, that gives you room to just do the things that you need to do to get better so that one day you're actually better than them. You're the one putting them in the dirt more often than they are putting you in the dirt. So you want to use effort to make your teammates, your friends, just to be hesitant to go against you in practice. Like, you step to the front of the line and they're like, it's him again. I don't know about this. You want to be in your friend's head a little bit. Like, you don't want to cause them like mental anguish, but you want them to be like, wake up in the morning like, oh, it's Otis again. I don't want to see this guy. not on the field. So quick story. We used to do something called Oklahoma drill. I'm pretty sure it's like outlawed in football now. Basically, they had a plank, um, a board, like a pad, and guys would either like start with your hand in the dirt, or you'd start laying on your back with your head. Basically, so the board is here, you're laying, your head is here, their head is here, and coach blows the whistle. You hop up as fast as you can, and then you fire off. And the goal is to drive the guy off the board. So whoever gets driven back is the loser. I called Oklahoma drill. So we did that on Tuesdays in high school. I called that Kill Your Friend Day. And I would I'd show up before practice. We're in the locker room. I'm like, yo, y'all, let's go. It is Kill Your Friend Day. Who's ready? Who's excited? And like, I'd get some guys excited, and some guys were like pretending to be excited, and deep down they were like, I hate this. And I would always go first. And I would go up against my good friend, Adrian Barnes, rest in peace. This man was a powerhouse. His legs were like this. His head was like, you see how big my head is? This dude's head is bigger head. He's a running back, so he's like lower to the ground. He was strong. The guy was like 235 pounds. I was 210, and he was just like muscle. And I'm like, I want him. And I would beat him consistently. This guy was like the leading rusher in the entire state of Texas. And I somehow was beating him. Why? Because I wanted it. I loved it. I was looking for ways to beat him. I didn't win every time, but I never got driven off, right? It was a stalemate or I'm winning. So, competing with your friends, that's a way to compete with your friends. Another way to compete with your friends, this is a big, big, big thing to do. And I wish I'd done this. I wish I'd done this in high school. And that's fine, took a while. But when I was in college and I was getting ready, like my last season was over, senior year, and I'm preparing for the NFL. No one thinks I'm going to be a draft pick. A lot of guys who thought they were going to be draft picks, they left school and they went to do training in Atlanta and all the San Diego, all the places where people go to do training to get ready for the draft. And I had four guys, Ronnie Riley, Dave Johnson, Quintus Cumby, and Morris Lane. These guys were kind of in the same position as me, talented enough to play in the NFL, but no one was saying it can be you. So we all came together and we all just trained together, making each other better. And I got to tell you, we did that every day. There was no requirement for us to work out anymore because we're all done with football at Kentucky. But we showed up every day and we pushed each other. We lifted weights. We did speed training. We did skills and agility training. And I'm training. I'm the only defensive end. Ronnie's a linebacker. Mo Lane's a linebacker. Quintus is a safety. Dave is a safety. They're all faster than me. And so I'm getting working with them. They're making me better in an area where I need to be better because I was not a prototypical defensive end. I was what they call a tweener. I'm too tall to be a linebacker, too short to be a defensive end at 6'4". It's kind of hilarious. Too slow to be a linebacker, fast enough to be a defensive end, but really now they want them to be faster. Anyway, but those guys, we were constantly pushing each other. And I got better. And, they didn't make it to the NFL, but they helped me make it. If it were not for them, I don't think I would have performed as well on our pro day. And that was the moment I had. I was ready for pro day. And it just so happened that there was a defensive lineman who was highly, highly touted. He ended up getting drafted 4th overall. And so when he was doing his D-line drills, there were 32 head coaches in the building and scouts, and they were there to watch him, but they happened to see me because I'm also a defensive lineman. So they saw me, and I was ready because I was working out with my friends, and we were competing against each other. in a healthy way, not a, oh, you're so much better than me. Oh, I can't, So that's what I'm talking about. So last thing I want to talk about is competing with opponents. So it's game day, right? You have to play every play like it's your last play. That's the way you got to think. It's one play at a time, and I'm going to play I'm going to play this down as if somehow I got injured and I was unable to play football ever again, I want that last bit of film on me, the last thing that I put on tape, the last memory of people have of me playing football is one where it's like, this dude was going hard. This dude was a pain in my butt. And to the point where I even feel bad that I'm not playing football anymore, because it's a disservice to the world of football. Can you imagine? No one's actually thinking that. But that's the stuff you got to tell yourself, right? Excuse me. You have to have a short memory of what happened before, because your opponents will get the best of you often. And the goal is to just keep it moving. It's like, okay, you got me this time. It's a long game. You won't get me the next time. If you get me the next time, excuse me, eventually I'm going to get you. That sounds like a Russell Wilson thing to say. I'm going to get you. Anyway, there's scripture that our coaches put in a little booklet. And this little booklet, wallet size, and they had us carry it in our wallet. It was our team motto. And it was our team motto was Philippians 3:13 through 15. And I'm going to just take this off the top of my head. I don't memorize much scripture, probably should, but it said, "No, dear brothers, I am not all that I should be, but I am bringing my energy to bear on this one thing, forgetting the past and looking forward to what lies ahead. I strain to reach the end of the race, to receive the prize for which God has called us in Christ." Yo, look, I am not all that I should be. I am not all that I should be. I am on a journey, okay? I will never be where I'm going until I'm there. So this whole experience playing football, it's a journey. You're never going to be all that you should be. Whenever someone says you're not good enough, yeah, of course I'm not good enough, because I am not all that I should be. So there's always room for improvement. I can be better. I can do better. I am not all that I should be. I'm focused on forgetting the past and looking forward to what lies ahead. I'm straining to reach the end of the race. And in the bigger scheme, the prize is heaven. But in the small scheme of things, the prize is, for you right now, more playing time. I am not all that I should be, but I'm focused on forgetting the past, looking forward to what lies ahead. I will, if I can keep my mind off of those things, those failures, and focus on the promise, the thing that, remember earlier, I asked for it, I believed that it's mine, that God's going to deliver it, and I behaved as if it was mine. So all I'm focusing on is, it's like, you know what? Yeah, that tape, look, I put some ugly stuff on tape. I got plowed into the dirt. So what? I dropped that pass. So what? I missed that pass. So what? We're going to forget it and keep it moving. So keep that in mind. Write that one down. Philippians 3:13 through 15. It's massive. And then you get a short memory. And the cool thing about it is, when you have a short memory, it works in multiple ways. Not just you're able to forget the hardships, the things that aren't going well. You also are able to forget. You're able to forget the plays where you did really well, because when you are focused on how great you are and how you made all these plays and, oh, I'm so good, you know what happens? You're not ready for the next opportunity, the next challenge, and the competition gets stiffer. The pain increases as the season goes on. You know, oh yeah, you had a great first quarter of the season. The first like 4 games of the season, you were phenomenal. But now your knee hurts. Now your ankle hurts. If you're just telling yourself lies about how great you are, instead of focusing on straining to the prize, and for us at our high school, it was to win the state championship. If you're not focused on that, then you're going to cut corners when it comes time to rehabilitation, to strength training when you feel like garbage. You're going to cut corners. So forget the past, look forward to what lies ahead. And then when you're done playing football, when your career as a football player is over, whether you make it to college or pros, and I'm not trying to drag a friend. Like I got a friend of mine. This is a lot of guys. A lot of guys have so much regret over their football careers ending in a way that they didn't want it to end. All football careers end in a way that you don't want it to end. But like when you're unable to forget the past and look forward to lies ahead, you're the guy who's blaming this coach for like you not getting enough playing time. It happens all the time. It's so sad to see. Like I talked to a guy in the AT&T store. We're talking about high school football, and he was like, "Yeah, I was on the team, the Wembley football team, and I was a safety, and you know they weren't playing me. The guy in front of me, I was better than. They weren't playing me, and the coach told me the reason why was because he's dating this kid's mom, and so I got to play him because his mom wants me to play him. I'm sorry." This guy was mad, quits the team. And then at some point, they're really bad because this kid's not good. They're really bad in that safety area. And the principal, the coach asked him, "Hey, can you come back out to the team? We need you." He's like, "Nope." The principal of the school is like, "Hey, can you come out to the team? We need you." And he's like, "Nope." And he was like, "Yeah, I decided not to play on principle." And I'm like, what a dumb thing to say, a dumb thing to do, a dumb thing to brag about. Like, you're still upset about this. You accomplished nothing. So if you could forget the past and look forward to lies ahead, you can forget the fact that the coach played the guy who wasn't good enough in front of you. If you can forget the past, you can graduate high school as a person who did the wrong thing and didn't go back out for the team. Bad idea. But you can forget that you made that mistake, and you can look forward to what lies ahead and end up not working at the AT&T store for the rest of your life. I mean, nothing wrong with working at the AT&T store. I worked at an AT&T store, but this guy was like my age, and there's a lot of people that are there, but he's stuck. I don't think that when he was in high school, his goal was to work at the AT&T store until he can't work anymore, until they don't want to employ him anymore. So, very, very important to be able to forget the past and stay focused on the goal, what lies ahead. Okay? Almost done with this video here. So yeah, we're gonna, your opponents, you want to run them into the ground with effort. You don't want to talk trash. You want to pick them up after you knock them down, pat them on their back. Good job, man. Keep up the good work. Encourage them. I got to tell you, man, there's nothing more demoralizing than someone who just, we called it sunning someone, it's like, good job. But you don't want to do it in a mean way. But there's nothing more demoralizing than like punishing someone and then just like killing them with kindness. It's like, wow, I want to hate this guy, but he's so nice. He's humiliating me, but he's so nice about it. Be that guy, all right? So that's how you compete with opponents, with teammates, with yourself, and you do it all without comparison. All right, let's move on.